Hello, and thank you for joining me on the mat today. This is the first class in a course called Where Do We Begin? And this class is not just for people that are beginning yoga for the first time, but perhaps beginning to think about yoga in a different way, or think about how they use their body in a different way, or perhaps also beginning to work with me. Although I teach a bit like other Iyengar teachers, I teach a bit differently. I have, the way I unpack things is probably a bit unique. So this is begin with me. And I ponder this quite a lot. Where is the beginning? And actually the beginning's everywhere. We could begin almost with anything and unpack it from there. But today we are going to begin with our hamstrings. I'd like you to have 2 blocks and a belt, and I don't even promise that we're going to use that, but we are going to use the belt. So I want you to lie on your back with your legs bent and your back on the floor. Extend the left leg along the floor and pick up your head and have a look at it. Okay, let's begin by being clear that we want as much of the body to work as possible, and we're going to reach that left leg away as though the foot has 4 corners. Okay, that's going to stay working like that. And let's take the right leg up. Okay, you're going to hold the belt at the ball of the foot, so not the arch, not the heel. And I want you to reach through the foot in the same way that you are doing with the left leg. And I want you to find a place where you feel a stretch. You could hold the foot, you could hold the belt wherever you want, but I want the leg to be straight. Okay. We're using both legs in their entirety. So if we consider, again, the beginning, we want the whole of the legs to work. That's the front of the legs, the outside of the legs and the inside of the legs. We want to stretch the hamstrings, which attach to the pelvis right at the bottom there. So let's be here. Left hand on the thigh, right hand on the belt, and find that place where you can breathe. So we're not pushing so hard that you're gnashing your teeth, but we're pulling hard enough that the hamstrings are working, but the leg is staying straight. So considering how do we begin by really understanding where we're working, how it should feel, and how we need to breathe regardless of what's happening. So push through the feet, and take a breath. Okay, let's switch sides. So you're going to stand that right leg on the floor, pick up the left leg, extend the right leg along the floor, lift the head, check it out. Is it heading away? Are we reaching through the whole of the foot? And come back down, right hand on the thigh, reach up through the foot, and let's consider, can you feel the hamstring at the back? Is the leg truly straight? Can you breathe in and out through the nose? Can you not gnash your teeth? And again, take another breath. Doesn't matter where the hand is, doesn't matter where the leg is, as long as it's straight and the hamstring is stretching. Good, take another breath. Release the leg, bring it all the way down to the floor, and let's have both feet bent near the bottom. Stand the hands down and lift your bottom just off the floor. Okay, so I keep thinking, where are we beginning? I want you to be clear that you're now pushing your feet down. So now I want you to still be using the 4 corners of the feet, but they're pushing down rather than reaching away. And from that push, lift your hips. Can you keep pushing your feet down? Can you keep considering that from the push of the feet, you can lift your hips? The knees are tracking forward, so our alignment here is important. The hands are pressing down, the shoulders are pressing down. Good, take another breath. And then lower all the way to the floor again. Okay, let's check in on the hips. So let's bring the right leg across on a right angle. Press that knee away. Now, let's stay clear with this beginning instruction. I want you to reach through the whole of the right foot, so it's a dorsiflexed foot. I want you to keep the whole of your back on the floor, and now, if you can, you're going to pick up the left leg and squeeze that knee into the chest until you feel something in your right hip. I say something because it'll feel a little bit different for everyone. I want you to keep reaching through the four corners of the left foot so that even though we can't see it, we can keep our mind into that foot. Good. Return the left foot to the floor. Bring the right foot down. Bring the left foot up, reaching through the four corners of the foot. And again, lift the right leg. Keep that foot activated, reaching through the both feet. Goodness. Push the back down. Squeeze the knee into the chest. And so now we're pulling in until we feel something. A stretch in the outer hip. Good, and take another breath. And let's return both feet to the floor. Point both feet to the ceiling and come all the way up to a seated place. Okay, cross your legs now. There's lots of different ways we can cross our legs. I would like you to have your feet under your knees so that there's a big space between the pubic bone and the legs, and that your knees are contained within your yoga mat. Yeah, you're going to reach through the feet, so the feet are dorsiflexed. And let's again check in on the hips. So, yeah, when I say hips, what am I saying? I'm mostly referring to the outer hips. So let's hinge. Can you bring, I'm holding them up and thinking, what are they called? 8 fingers. To the crease of the hips, and as you lift your chest, can you begin to fold forward until it's almost like your fingers get squashed? Yeah, and then we can say, so the hip bones are coming down onto the fingers, which means that we're tipping the pelvis forward, and we want that. We want to tip the pelvis, rotate the pelvis. There's lots of different ways we can say it. Okay, bring 10 fingertips in front. Keep the tip of the pelvis, the rotation of the pelvis is another way I could say it. Bring the hands flat and walk them as far forward as you can. The hands are pressing down. Let's look at the hands. Let's look at the space between the thumbs. We want that to be shoulder width apart. Yeah, whether we're in this forward cross-legged place or we're in dog pose or plank pose, we're working with these hands shoulder width apart. So let's be really clear. Good. Inhale, lift your head, walk the hands all the way back. I like to not use the arms to move the legs unless we really need to. So lay back, lean back, pick up the legs, change the cross, left leg to the outside, feet dorsiflexed. We're going to bring those fingers into the hip creases again. We're lifting the chest, and as we lean forward, yeah, we're bringing the pelvis, the front of the pelvis, forward and down. Yeah, fingers are getting squashed. We can intellectually consider the pelvis is rotating. We're going to bring the 10 fingertips to the floor. And then palms flat. Walk the hands as far forward as you can. This simple cross-legged forward bend is so underrated, so fantastic for the hips, for the extension of the back. Again, let's lift the head, look at the hands, and check. Do we still have that space between the thumbs? Are the arms still shoulder width apart? Yes. Are the hands pressing down? Is there no space under the hands? We want to get this sorted here before we do any more weight bearing on the hands. Good. Inhale, lift your head and walk the hands all the way back. Okay, we can stretch the hamstrings one more time before we move towards dog pose. Dog pose, where do we begin? Dog pose, I refer to it as the garlic of all yoga postures. Good for everything. I didn't come up with that name. I read it, heard it somewhere, but I've taken it on and I love it. If you love food, you probably love garlic too, and we're going to call... I said we were going to do another forward bend. See, I'm getting excited about garlic already. Janusasana A. You're going to bend the right leg, take the knee away, and extend towards the left leg. Now, if you can't reach your foot, you'll use a belt, but otherwise, you're walking down. You're going to hold the foot. Okay, so let's consider this rotation of the pelvis again, like you did in this forward fold. Yeah, we want to tip the pelvis to extend the spine. We're holding the foot at the top, or if you've got a belt, you've got the belt also at the top of the foot. The elbows lift. We're moving into the space, and let's really be clear about how we want the neck. We want both the back of the neck and the throat extended. We're moving forward rather than down. We're not dropping the head, we're not lifting the head, we're extending the spine through the crown of the head. We're pushing the right leg down. We're breathing in and breathing out. Good. Inhale, lift your head and release. And let's change sides. So right leg forward, left leg bends, turn towards the straight right leg, tip the pelvis. So I really want you to get this terminology right. Tip the pelvis, reach to the foot, maintain the extension of the head or the neck as part of the spine, not below, not above, but we're reaching through the crown of the head. We're holding the foot at the top, so we're pushing the foot into the hand or the belt, and we're pulling slightly to create a bit of resistance, to generate strength as well as range. We're pushing the right leg down, we're moving forward, we're breathing in, and we're breathing out. Let's take another breath. And inhale, lift the head and release. Okay, let's find our garlic now. I want you to swing the legs behind you. There's lots of different ways we can get into dog pose, but today we're going to measure by tucking the toes under at the back, keeping the hips back on the heels, and reaching the hands as far forward as you can. Okay, so let's, again, check on the hands. I want that same space between the thumbs. The second finger lines up with the middle of the shoulders. The arms are straight. And when we look at the hands, there's no spaces underneath. The hands are pressing down. Okay, so the hands and the feet now don't move. Dog pose, we're going to do it in 3 steps. Bring the shoulders forward. Lift the knees off the floor, lift the sitting bones up. Yeah, and if you're not sure what that means, have a look. I'm rotating the pelvis again, it's that same terminology. And now I'm going to push the hips back. That's back behind you. Back towards your legs, hips moving back towards the feet, hands pressing down, sitting bones lifting. Now, lift your head, have a look. Are the hands still flat? Yes. Are the arms straight? Yes. Let's bring the ears in line with the arms, so not down to the floor, not above the arms, but here in this same place we add the same information. We're breathing in and breathing out, we're extending the spine, we're rotating the pelvis, we're pressing the hands down. Good, take another breath, feel the extension of the spine, be clear about that. We're going to push forward, so that's towards the front of your mat. And bring your knees down and sit back on your feet and take a breath. Okay, that's step 1. When the legs are bent, that is the most simple place to rotate the pelvis. Once we begin to straighten the legs and drop the heels, it gets more complicated. So I really want you to feel what the right way for you to do it is, because the most important thing in dog pose is that the spine's extended. So let's travel along this road and see where you are. Okay, tuck your toes under. Reach as far forward as you can. Take a breath. Rock the shoulders forward. Lift the knees off the floor. Arms are straight. Take the hips back away from the front of the mat. Lift the sitting bones. Check where the head is. Let's lift the head, look at the hands. Are they flat? Yes. And now, we're on the tiptoes, but let's straighten the legs. Yeah, we're lifting the sitting bones. We're going to get those legs truly straight, like you did at the beginning when you were lying down. Legs are truly straight, but now the sitting bones are lifting. Everything else is the same. The hands are pressing down, the arms are straight, the ears are in line with the arms. The sitting bones are lifting, the hip flexors are lifting, the outer hips are lifting. The spine is still long, I hope. And if it doesn't feel long, bend the legs again. Otherwise, with straight legs. And then let's reverse that. So rock forward as you bend your legs down to the floor and tuck your toes and sit back on your heels. Okay. We're going to drop the heels now, which will include the hamstrings much more in this equation. Dog pose is not the most efficient way to stretch your hamstrings. It's more efficient to lie on the ground and stretch your hamstrings, but it does use your hamstrings. Let's travel this road together. Tuck the toes under, reach the hands forward, check the hands press down, squeeze the arms towards each other. Push forward, shoulders come forward. Lift your knees off the floor. Press your shoulders back. Take your hips back. We're here with bent legs. And then straighten the legs. Keep the spine long. And now don't be in a hurry here. Yeah, we're going to begin to lower the heels. But we want to keep the sitting bones lifting. Lower the heels, lift the sitting bones. Keep the arms straight. Lift the sitting bones, lower the heels. Lower the heels, lift the sitting bones. Eventually we want to do those, we want to synchronize that action. And the legs are straight, we're pressing the thighs back, the arms are straight. Yeah, can you feel that you're building arm strength, core strength, leg strength, hamstring length? It all comes together. Yeah, it's the garlic of all yoga postures. And let's make sure the legs are straight. Doesn't matter how close the heels are to the floor. Take another breath. And let's reverse that. Lift the heels. Bend the legs. Press forward slightly. And bring your knees down. And sit back on your feet. Okay, dog pose, the garlic of all yoga postures, is, I think, a very fine beginning. Now, at the end of a yoga class, most yoga classes would be longer than 20 minutes, you would lie in Shavasana. Shavasana is a reset. It's a perfect way for your body to make sense of the information that it's received with the work that you've done. So even though this was a little class, we are going to lie down just for 1 minute and let's just make sure you understand how that feels and how valuable it is. So lie on your back, let the toes flop out, bring the hands down, palms face up, back of the neck is long. Do any wiggling around that you need to, and then be still. 1 minute, it's tiny little sweet Shavasana. Let go of controlling your breath. Allow the breath to find its own rhythm. Let go of your arms. Let go of your legs. Relax. Take a deep breath now. And exhale completely. Slowly move your fingers and your toes. And as you inhale, raise your right arm over your head, out of the way, bend up your left knee and roll all the way to the right side. Take a breath there. and press yourself up with your arms. Sit into your sitting bones left and right. Be even. Take another breath here. I hope you feel fantastic. There's something very invigorating about that kind of inversion. So dog pose, the head is below the heart, stimulates all sorts of functions in the body, besides our work in strength, length, and range. So thank you for joining me at the beginning. And as I said, we could begin anywhere, but this is a fine place to begin, and I look forward to traveling this road with you. Namaste.